Hello everyone, welcome to the concluded part of the Firebase Cloud Messaging. Alright, we're headed straight to the Android Studio, which is our IDE for this integration. Okay, you create a new project just like you've been always doing, you know. So afterwards, there are few steps I would like to put you through in order to have this configuration well installed. First of all, you go to your files, your source files, where it's actually extracted, in the app module, which is the app folder of the application. If you notice the Google services.json, okay, that's the JSON file you downloaded from the Firebase uh, console, when you were is the config of the application. So you need to include this Google services.json in the app directory of your application. Okay, afterwards you move to your Android Studio. All right, we'll be looking at the build.gradle. These are modules that are very important. We'll be talking about the build.gradle. That's the module app of your Gradle application. Okay, in the build.gradle, the module app, that's the module app session. I want you to take that in cognizance so that you won't mix them up. Okay, look at the dependencies. You have the com.android supports app-compat version 7. This will be created when you actually created your new project. Even the com.android support design 23.4.0 will also be created as well. But I want you to look at these two compile, the Google Firebase core and also the Google Firebase messaging. This is 9.0.0. You actually have to upgrade your Google Play services, and also you need to upgrade your Google repository, which I explained in the first tutorial. Okay, you have to add this plugin, which is the Google.gms.google services. These dependencies and plugin is very important. Okay, you just have to have them in this module app session. Okay, I'll be going to the project section of the build.gradle. In the class part of the dependencies, you need a Google GMS Google Services 3.0.0. This class part is very important, in the course of this application. So after doing that, you synchronize your project and see if there's any error. There must not be any error whatsoever in the synchronization. Okay, afterwards I'll be moving straight to the rest folder. Actually, we are using the sample project from Google, I have to say this. Okay, which actually explains how to subscribe and how to actually instantiate your ID. We'll be talking about that in a Chiefy. Okay, but it's a simple application. About we have our layout file, which is the activity main.xml. All right, let's see what the activity main.xml actually comprises. Okay, there's a linear layout with the width and height match parent. The padding bottom, left, right, and top is 16 dBs. It's calling from the context of the Delaware Studios, which is the directory and the package name, Android Cloud Messaging, the main activity. Afterwards, we have the image view, which is the layout with wrap content, while the height is wrap content. Okay, it's calling from the drawable. The Firebase lookup 400 is a PNG file from the drawable folder. Okay, we have a text view. Afterwards, we assign an ID called information text view. Information text view. Its wrap contents with the width and height. The layout gravity is center horizontal. It carries a text called click the subscribe to news button below to subscribe. Just to subscribe to there's a text view actually. Okay, now we have two buttons. The first one is an ID of subscribe button, which is going to subscribe, which I told you earlier. The layout width of 200 dp. The height is wrap content, while the gravity is center horizontal. The text on it is subscribe to news. Second button has an ID of log token button. Okay, once you click on this lock token, the token is going to show on the lock card. You actually need a token in order to push a message to the application. I'll be showing you this after the explanation of the code. Alright, the layout width is 200 dp, the height is wrap content, the gravity is center horizontal, while the text on it is lock token. Let's talk about the content underscore main.xml. This is a relative layout with the width and height of match parents. The padding bottom, left, right, top is 16 dps. The context is which is calling to the main activity of this application. The tax text we call hello world. Okay, that's fine. All right. Let's talk about the Java classes. Okay, let me quickly show you the drawable. There's the drawable, the Firebase, lookup, PNG, and the static. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, this is the logo of the Firebase. Okay, and the static, which is like an Android icon. Okay, let's look at the Java class. All right, we'll be talking about three Java classes. The main activity. Okay, it extends AppCon part activity. We created a final string called main activity, which we used. Okay, we have our onCreate method where we call on the super onCreate. We call on the set content view, which is the layout activity main. So if the notification message is tapped, any data accompanying the notification message is available in the intent extras. While in this example, the launcher intent is fired when the notification is tapped. So any accompanying data will be handled here. Okay, that's what this chunk of code will be doing here. So if you want a different intent fired, set the click action field of the notification message to the desired intent. The launcher intent is used when no click action is specified. Okay, so we're going to handle possible data accompanying notification message. So if the get intent, so there's the extras we're talking about, we're going to get the extras. If it's not equals to null, there's going to be a string key and value pairs, just like in JSON. We're going to get the intent, you get the extras, you get the key set. The same thing you do to the value, you pass that to the string. Now the value, you get the intent, the extras, and the string based on the key parameter of the string. All right. So now you're going to log that, which is the key, concatenating with the value of the key, which is just that key is this, while value is this, and that's just what that's going to do. Now we have the subscribe button. We're going to instantiate this. Get this ID subscribe button. Okay, we set a non-click listener to this. Okay, and we set a subscribe topics. While about we call on the Firebase messaging get instance method and also the subscribe topic method, which is news. So we log that to tag subscribe to news topic. The same thing is going to go for the button token. We have two buttons, so we're going to instantiate this with the log token button. That's the value being given. So we're going to set an on-click listener to this. Okay, now the tag is going to be the instance ID token. Concatenating it will be the Firebase instance ID. You get the instance and they get the token. Now this is going to actually log this to your log card. Okay. Now we have the my Firebase instance ID services. These are like built-in client module of this application. Okay, same tag which we done for my activity. Go to my Firebase ID services. So you're going to import the com.google Firebase ID, Firebase instance ID, and you're going to import the Firebase instance ID service. Okay. Now you have on token refresh. Okay, where we get the updated instance ID token, the string refresh token. We get the instance, you get the token. Okay, to concatenate it to the log card, the refresh token is the refreshed token value. Okay, now we're going to implement this method to send any registration to your app servers. They send registration to server. You pass in the refresh token as the parameter. Okay, which is this method called send registration to server that actually handles the string token. Right. We have the my Firebase messaging services. Okay, let's look at what this is actually talking about. Okay, we are going to import the app notification compat, the ringtone, URI, the intent. This is just a test anyway, so it's just going to show in your log card. Okay, this is going to extend the Firebase messaging service. All right, we have our message received method. So we have the remote message object. Now we're going to log this to the tag, the remote messaging, and we get from where, from which application. So in the notification message body, we're going to concatenate with the remote message. You get the notification as you get the body, you get the body of the message. Now this is where you're going to create and show a simple notification containing the received FCM message. Okay. Now you're going to send the notification as an intent, where you call on the main activity class. When the notification comes in display, a click on that is going to show the main activity of the application. Now there's another pending intent where you're going to get the activity and also get a flag one shot. All right, we have the URI, the default sound URI, where you're going to attach a ringtone to the notification. Okay. Now we're going to have a notification compat builder. Okay, where we're going to instantiate it with a new notification. We're going to set the icon for the notification, which is going to be the drawable static. The content text title, rather, the FCM message. There's a content text, which is the message body. Auto cancel true, yes. You can easily strike it out by swiping through and it's going to cancel this. And the set sound based on the sound URI passed, okay, which is the default sound URI. And you set the content with a pending intent, because it's going to be pending when the notification actually shows. Is when it's been clicked that the notification will be triggered. The intent will be triggered, rather. We have the notification manager, where you're going to get the system service and you get the notification manager notify. Okay, let's look at our manifest. This manifest is quite important. We have to log two services to the manifest apart from the intent filter, which is the launcher activity. We also need to add the my Firebase messaging service and its intent, which is Google Firebase messaging event. Okay, this intent filter is very important in your manifest. Now we're going to also start the Firebase IID service, which is the name my Firebase instance ID service, and the intent filter will be calling from the com.google Firebase instance ID event. Okay, so I would like to show you how to send a message, which is we're going to talk about push notifications here. How to send a message from the Firebase console down to your device. So our lockout will be keeping track of this transition. So I would like to actually slide up my lockout very wide so that we'll be able to actually do that and see it right in our lockout what we're actually doing from the server, which is the backend, the Firebase service. Okay, I'm gonna launch this in my Android device. If you notice, I have the Aphenix Android 6.0, which is the Marshmallow API 23. Okay, after I click on my run button, so I need to run this on this device. Okay, I click OK. All right, this is the lockout, which I will expand wider so that I'll be able to pick up the UID from the lockout. All right. Okay, after that, I'll move it is built successfully. So I'll move to my console dashboard, and I need to create. Okay, I can notice that on my device has been built. So I need to create a notification. So I click on my notification menu. Okay, you're going to click on the send your first message, probably because I have not sent any message before, so you have to send your first message. Okay, all right. So okay, let's just say good job, bravo. Okay, I think that's fine. The delivery dates will be send now, while the target will be single device Okay, so this is where I'm gonna need the FCM registration token. Okay, I'll go back to my log card to actually pick that token. Can you notice this token over here? So I have to pick it. I have to copy virtually all of that. Okay. So you have to copy this token. This token is very important. Okay, you notice this. The refreshed token, which is the Firebase IID service. So I have to pass in this token into the FCM registration token. I paste it over here. Okay, so now I can send my message. Your device is still connected. You can also use an emulator, but I'm actually using a real device, so I have to click on send. So it's going to expire within 4 weeks. So I click on my send. Okay, just to push this notification to the application. So let's go back to the console and notice what's happening in the console. Do you notice the console? From the Firebase message service, and now notice this. Great job, bravo. Okay, it has been passed successfully, and the notification also came right in a moment. All right, that is just the full analysis of how this FCG actually works. Okay, I would like you to check out the source code and also get it working, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.